Hey, it's Ebon'e, and I am, of course, with RnB Vibes. And I have someone that y'all know I get obsessed when it comes to these artists. I'm obsessed with him. I gotta be honest. Uh, he knows it too. Fable, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm better now that I'm talking to you. You have quite a story that I think that we need to get into. But first, your name, is that really your name?
Yes.
What does it mean?
My name is Prince Fabian. So
Prince?
yeah, my first name is Prince. It's like a Prince hyphen Fabian. And yeah, Fable's been my name my entire life. Like my entire life. Real talk.
See, I thought that it wasn't like an artist name, like something that you came up with after a long night in the studio. Do you know what it means?
I ain't even have to come up with it. Like it was already a thing. I kind of grew into it, if anything. But,
so
yeah,
your pathway was kind of determined for you as an artist in a sense. With that, if you think about it,
definitely, it was already written. And I believe in all the divinity that came with that.
Now, what's cool about your name, not just your name, but just you and your story, that you've always had roots in music, right?
Yeah, I grew up in the church. I wasn't always singing though. So being that I grew up in the church around a bunch of like my cousins that could actually sing for real, it made it a little bit tougher for me to lean into that. So I wasn't singing or nothing like that until way later. But I was always into music.
What was it that said to you, okay, though this isn't my thing, I want to make it my thing? What was that situation?
I think I just didn't want to have a boss for too much longer. You get what I'm saying? Like having a boss telling me what to do and like really hearing songs in my head all day was like really driving me crazy. And I would have to go into the break room or go into the bathroom and like sing demos into my phone. I'm like, oh, you got it bad, bro. Do you want to do this? And I didn't want to, I guess, be struggling too long with somebody like my dad my dad was popping forever. So it's like it made it a little bit harder for me to do the struggle part. But when he passed away, it kind of made me walk into my own a little bit more than I would, with him right there and me feeling like I'm letting him down. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
Well, why R&B music? What about R&B inspires you or connects you to music more?
I think back to like second grade when I first heard Pretty Brown Eyes by Mint Condition and the way that made me feel. And just like, those first heartbreaks, those first really happened to the R&B music. And honestly, you don't feel it. You don't really know you in it until like it happened and a song come on and you're like, I can't listen to this. Or this right here is exactly. And it's like rap music has never done that in that regard for me. And I feel like, though I was trying to be a rapper early on, my heart was in the R&B. My dad was a singer. And it's an easy pipeline. Being that I grew up in church, it was real easy for me to hear those inflections when I listened to other people's music growing up and shit.
Now, it's funny when you talk about that. It's like your music creates such an intimate and personal relationship or atmosphere, yet I don't feel like that's you as a person, as a sense. Are you more reserved or?
No, I mean, I feel like I can be. I feel like for me, it's just a little bit more difficult to speak about all the things that are on my mind to the average person on a day-to-day basis. And I feel like in music, it's easier for me to, I guess, get it off in a more palatable fashion. But if I was telling people the things that was on my mind, and like the different like wars across the world that be on my mind, they'd probably look at me super crazy. But if I sing it and I hum it right, for whatever reason, people feel me and they're like, it'd be the same things I be tweeting that be in the music. It's easier to digest that way. So I guess
music is easy to express.
Definitely.
Yeah, your vulnerability showcases in your songs, especially when it comes to your love and appreciation for women. I think that the way that you showcase that is in a beautiful way. It's not just a sexual way. It's no, I really think that women are valued. They're human beings, and they're somebody that we should kind of praise in a bit. So I thank you for that feeling.
No doubt, no doubt. I'm glad that you peeped that too, because that's super important.
Now, were you raised in a very strong, like, female household in a sense, or was like a grandmother a very important person in your life, or?
I had one of them houses where it was my older cousin, Danielle. She was like my big sister. I don't have any older siblings. I'm the oldest. It's just me and my little sister, but she was like my big sister growing up because she would always walk me to my bus stop, be watching me, all that. And my grandma lived in the crib too. So my grandma had a room, you know what I'm saying? It was like those experiences, those that have gone through that know it's like no games to be played in those type of setups. You know what I'm saying? You got like, there's tiers of discipline, you get me? It's tiers of discipline going on. But I do feel like that did mold me and shape me in a way, because I learned respect super early. Learn respect super early, and I try to keep it more clean in that aspect. Like, I'm trying to get away from the B word and saying that as much, because it's like that's more of the rapper hybrid thing going on.
Yeah, that's not an R&B thing.
It's not really an R&B thing, you get me?
Yeah.
So just trying to get away from that a little bit, just so I can further express myself and further express my appreciation for women is what I would like to do. But yeah, I definitely grew up knowing right from wrong when it comes to that.
Well, as a fan, I'll tell you, you speak of your love and your vulnerability and want of intimacy and all of that clearly. It's no disrespect. It's all just respectful. And I absolutely, as a fan, I enjoy it. Now, let's go to your development. You just now, I guess, became a full-time artist. Is that right?
That's facts.
What were some of the challenges to become a full-time artist that you had to go through?
Some of the challenges I had to go through to become a full-time artist is like shaking the idea that, I'm still a writer. Because you might get somebody that's like trying to set up a studio session for you, and you excited for the studio session because you about to go record, and you pull up to the studio and they like, okay, cook something up for this artist, cook something up for and you like, wait, hold up, wait, you ain't get the memo. Like, this is what I'm trying to work on, you know what I'm saying? Just seeing people's like reactions change and the way in which they treat you. And like, I was able to see that up close and personal, in a very concentrated way, I would say. I was able to see that in a very concentrated way because I dropped So Aquarius while I was in a writing camp. So I was able to see the energy from day 1 to like day 3 change drastically. It was crazy. It was crazy because I went from Fabo to writer. I went from Prince the writer to Fabo the artist, like in a real stamped way. And it was, I don't know. I don't think people knew how to receive it. I don't think people knew how to receive it early.
Do you feel like it was like a slight bit of a disrespect or disregard when it came to Prince as a writer versus Fabo the artist?
Yes, I do. But not in the way that you would think. Like, I wasn't being shitted on. It was more so I had proven out myself on one side. They hadn't seen the other side yet. So it's naturally, if I know you make, you know what I'm saying, this type of music or this type of product, you get what I'm saying, and you're telling me that you're trying to sell this type of product now. I know you for this. More than likely, I'm only gonna call you for this. You get me? So I get it. I had to prove out. And there's some imposter syndrome that come with that for sure. But once you shake all that, it's definitely worth it on the other side. I wouldn't change it for nothing.
See, that was my next question, whether or not there was a difference in person or in creativity when being a songwriter for others and then having to be, being an artist, and now you're doing it for you. Is there a difference?
Yeah, you gotta learn to be a little bit more selfish. And there aren't too many games to be played on my end when it comes to like if I have a folder of songs that's like pitch records, I know there's another folder that I wouldn't even dare play in the session to try to like tease nobody to make them feel like it could be theirs in any way, shape, or form. You can only play those games. But I do see those games get played. You might walk into a session and you get me? So it's like, you know, I stand firm on like the difference between the two. Fable sessions are Fable sessions. And like even if I'm going to write for somebody, if I catch a vibe and it just so happen to work out with what I'm trying to do.
Like, hey, it is what it is. It's the game.
It is what it is. Sometimes it is what it is. But yeah, I hope that answers your question.
That does. It does. And a part of your, I think the writing camp, was this where we get the trifecta of you, Destin Conrad, and Kalani? Is that where we get this, or how does that connection get created?
That connection comes from me recording at Mars Today's crib. Mars working with RnB and Destin. Him playing some of my music for Destin when I was over there. Destin taking it upon himself to then listen to my music on his own time. He spent time with Kaylani every day, you know what I'm saying? So he was playing it. She liked it. She then DM'd me. She was working on It Was All Good Until It Wasn't. She was working on It Was All Good Until It Wasn't. Invited me to come to Vegas. Drove with her to Vegas. You get what I'm saying? I'm like, this is all crazy. Like the way I was having like an outer body experience, low key, because I was just like, what? Like, this is weird. I'm looking over, she's like really sliding. Like, I'm really in Kaylani with, like, this is nuts. That's like early on, go to the camp. And it was all organic. It went just like that. I kid you not. It was like the most 1, 2, 3 type get down ever. And ever since then, we've just been close.
That's crazy when you retell the story and you think about like going back and saying, this was my story. This really happened. Do you have a moment where you're like in shock in a sense? Like where you started, back rooms, just playing on the phone, like, hey, here's my song.
Every day.
And now here we are. You were in the car. Like, what does that tell you about yourself and the journey?
That those hunches that you get in your spirit, you know, are definitely right. And when you have an advantage, you know, I just finished Bible study, so I'm a little emotional because I was reading a passage. But I will say, no. But like I'm just, it's there are certain things that we took a liking to when we were kids. That's why it's super important to nurture kids in those early days, whatever they want to do, allow them to really lean into that, because I was allowed to do so. And I feel like wherever you are when you're a kid, like that's truly who you are, and that's who you're gonna be when you grow up. And that person is like who you're supposed to be pleasing, and that's who you're letting down when you're feeling guilty, and that's who you're letting down when you just set the third. So like, I always had this knack for music, and I always had this knack for writing. I always wrote very well my entire life, like whether it was language arts class, whatever. And my mom would be like, yeah, you can do this, you can, and it's like, it sound good, but there's more people telling you to go work an office job than there are telling you that you can go and like write and do this and do that. And I also don't like structure too much. So I didn't want to go to school for none of that. Like, I just wanted to do my thing and just, you know. So those times when I'm in Foot Locker and I'm hearing like just trash playing on the speaker, and it got me mad in the back room. I gotta go to the bathroom just to like get some steam on, because I can't believe that this song is playing in House of Hoops right now. That's when I knew. I'm like, oh, you got it bad, bro. This is in you, not on you, bro. You get me? So it was just a matter of time once that happened. And you have advantages. I feel like everybody has advantages and disadvantages, if you want to look at it that way, but more advantages than not that you can lean into and become exactly what it is that your inner child wants you to become. So that's all I am. I'm a living testament to that. And yeah.
I love it. I think that so many people, you have these ideas that you want to embark on. You want to take a chance. I want to be this designer. I want to be this artist. I want to be all these different things. However, we get involved with people that give us those hater comments. They're naysayers. They're haters, and it kind of changes our perspective of what we think we can do. So, how do you avoid those people? Avoid hearing the negative comments and saying, "I'm going to keep going." What is that? How do you do that?
Don't go online. It's that simple, because these people are not saying that. None of that in real life. None of them.
Yeah, that's true.
That's it right there. Like, just don't. You just don't. You get me? It's like, it's because it'll if you allow it to, it will. That's for sure. I done definitely been like into it online, and it's like, the thing that gets you is when you go to this person's profile and you got mutuals that's following this person with all these crazy views about you, and then your mind's like, well, do y'all support what bro's saying too? Because none of y'all coming to my defense right now. So now I got you, and then your ego starts going into overdrive, and it's like I avoid all that. Just like, I don't care. I'm getting to the point now where like, even if I know you, I'm not responding, because you could just say what you're saying. you could text me what you saying right now. You get what I'm saying? I don't want nobody to misconstrue my words in no way, in no shape or form. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it. I can't. I used to be on some at me, but like now it's like I don't even want to give it up online in no way. If somebody feels like they can give me, I'm gonna see you in person.
Then you gonna tell me? keep it 100. Keep it 100 in person. If that's how you feel, keep it 100. Keep it like that. Don't change up for me.
Nope.
Well, I think that you are, like I said, you're about it, and you're an amazing artist and even a great person. This whole like synergy and with one, is it always been like this? Because I feel like I'm in my own therapy session right now with you. Did it take some time to get this way? It's beautiful.
Yeah, it took a lot of time. I battled with so much I guess like ego shedding on a daily that comes with the enlightenment. You get what I'm saying? There's like this, I just spoke on it the other day, because there's some like artists and there's some comedians out there that like, they have like this smartest person in the room thing going on. And I remember having that going on. And just how insufferable like it appears, you know what I'm saying? You don't know it in the moment, because in the moment, they don't seem like that. You get me? But shedding some of that to where you like become a vessel for all things, and you kind of are more open to receiving rather than trying to like teach people something or like put people onto something. And I just learned that the enlightenment that I had was just not to be shared. And a lot of people disagree with that, but I feel like everybody's individual enlightenment to what they've been enlightened to, like it's for them. It's on you. It's your choice if you want to share that with people too. But if you're not received well, who do you get mad at?
Nah, that's true.
It's like sometimes that
honestly, sometimes you should keep what you learn for self, keep that to self.
1,000,000%. And I feel like a lot of my early days was me standing, on a mountaintop and just screaming, just trying to like get people to feel where I was coming from. And it's like, I don't think that was it. I don't think that was it. And the less I was doing that, and the more I was putting into the music, the further along I started to get. I started to realize certain things are more cries for attention than anything. And so, yeah, shaking some of that, shaking all that, and just living in my own truth. And yeah, the more authentically I can present myself to the world, it's like,
Well, let's get into your full EP that came out, Soul Aquarius. Am I saying it right? Soul Aquarius?
Yeah. You got it.
What does that word mean? I'm just like, I know the song, I love the song, but then the whole album is called that. What does that mean?
So it's I'm an Aquarius, and I grew up on neo soul music. That's Erykah Badu, D'Angelo, all them, and they were the Soul Aquarians. And naturally, I wanted to put both of those together. You get me, and just really bring whatever sound whatever that name meant in my brain. I wanted to apply that to wax, and so yeah, that's what I did. I wanted to be like Music Soul Child's debut type get down. That's like EP type. I wanted it to be like an EP feel though. I didn't want it to feel too albumy, which I feel like I failed at because everybody considers it to be an album, you know. But it was like, yeah.
I don't think you felt it. Honestly, I think you did it. You hit it on the nail when you say the neo soul reminder, neo soul vibe, because even the album cover in itself gives you a D'Angelo inspiration, to be quite honest.
No, I got right. I think the appeal was that I wanted to come and say like, hello world, this is a body of work for me. This is not my album in no way, shape, or form, but this is how I'm coming, is what it was supposed to be. And it turned into
introduction.
The introduction turned into a debut moment though. It turned into like a debut moment. And even to this day, it's like, even if I got something new, people be like, yeah, that's cute. Jelly. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's, so, which is a good thing. It tells me that, I really put my heart and soul into that. Like, I was going through so much during that process. So I'm glad it's received well from everybody.
I mean, yeah, because personally, I love both albums. The one that we have now, Don't Get Too Cozy, and then I also love Soul Aquarius. But Soul Aquarius was really, it was introduction. I feel like every project though that you have, it still holds it's on Don't Get Too Cozy. It holds the same weight as Soul Aquarius. So I feel like you keep it at this high mark, and I know it's just going to keep going further. But your song, Palm Trees.
Yeah.
That one right there, I don't know why, but particular words kind of stuck out to me. And it was the phrase, the fear, I think, of fear of losing control. What does that mean to you? Losing control. Why is that a fear?
I have this fear of like going 100 miles per hour and like not knowing how to slow down after I've gone 100 miles an hour. And I feel like that fear kind of holds me back at times. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because I don't feel like I push the envelope in the ways that like my creativity could truly go. I don't feel like I push the envelope in a lot of ways when it comes to my career, and fear is just like flying too close to the sun sometimes. And so it's just losing control of me more than anything, losing control of me on this ascension. I don't want that. I think that's a fear of mine, becoming that like that character in all these movies that we see. It seems inevitable, and everything that we see is like, damn, this nigga just from the Bobby Brown to the new. Obviously, I don't do any drugs or anything like that, but it's like more so just the amount of people who have to use drugs for vices, and like, I'm like, is this just the norm? Is that what comes with the type of, Yeah. And I've been asked by, different management teams as I was coming up or whatnot, like, what type of artist do you want to be? Do you want to be a legacy artist, or do you want to be a cool family man that does summer festivals and goes back to his, And that's like, there's comfort in one, there's uncomfort in the other, but there's so much like freedom and just like accomplishment to be had on the other side, Grammys and all that. And it's like, wow. And I sit with that often. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. I don't want to get too therapy session-y over here, but yeah.
No, you're good. You're fine. I love. I think it does answer my question. I'm honestly one that is known to ask deep questions, so go for it. Um, but it is a common question within the industry. What are you willing to give up upon of self, and what are you willing to take on to really get to that higher point, to get to that the maximum? So have you asked yourself that question? What are you willing to let go?
Yes, I know what those things are, and sometimes I think those things are so simple that I end up thinking deeper. But I know what those things are, and I'm gonna hold those near and dear. But I also feel like I have sacrificed a lot too. I sacrificed a lot too to get here, and things that I never thought I would have to sacrifice. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely feel as though there are some things I can let go of, though, some things I could change. I'm not perfect in no way, shape, or form. That is the name of this interview. Is no way, shape, or form. That's the best way I could put it.
I got you. All right. Well, now we have don't get too cozy. Like we're talking now. Don't get too cozy. Look, tell me the difference between. Well, now I know the difference between the two. But tell me, what did you want people to receive from this one?
So for Don't Get Too Cozy, I wanted people to kind of ride the wave of Aquarius a little bit, but to understand that like whatever you were feeling before, it's a little bit disheveled right now. And speaking on sacrifices, you know, the Don't Get Too Cozy was like kind of like my way of saying like, I hope y'all didn't feel like Aquarius was all I could come with. And then the vibe is a little bit darker as a result. It just feels a lot more like just, I don't want to say angry, but it's a little bit more forward in my approach in all things. I'm being a lot more honest on there than I've ever been. From the intro track, it's like I'm already being super duper honest, more honest than I ever thought I would be. So I just think it was an honest project that spoke to exactly where I was at. It wasn't too many high school love stories, college flings. It was very much this is where I'm at. This is how I'm trying to rock. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to take these steps towards being more intentional and like towards marriage and all those things. And it's like the shortcomings of that too.
Well, I will tell you, you are very forward in this project, which I always end up telling on myself when I tell artists my favorite songs by them. And I love Scorpio Moon, Casamigos, but this is where I tell on myself. My favorite song, and you can guess it, Love Songs. Don't know why.
No, you gotta tell me why.
I don't know. It's just maybe because I appreciate the sense of assertiveness. That's the word. Okay. I appreciate the approach when it comes to your lyricism, and I appreciate that approach in romance and in dating and all of that. So for me, it was just like, oh, this is a heavy hitter. And for whatever reason, and this is something I've realized, all the songs that I discover is always at the gym. And I end up almost hurting myself because I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this song. Drop the dumbbell.
Going hard.
So you gotta tell me what is the story behind Love Songs? I love that one.
So pretty much, you know, I was trying to paint the picture of just angst and like, you know, the anticipation that's building, you know, talking to somebody. That's why I started with the Been Waiting on You Since That Rainy Friday. I wanted to set the scene. I wanted people to feel like like it was a Love Jones scene. It's very like black leather jacket type vibe going on. And that was the objective. The bass line is just so funky. I'm thinking like Love Jones. Think Lorenz Tate Neil Long on a motorcycle. Like that's what was on the wall. You get me? So Linking up with Trey Taylor, he make it easy because he'll literally go upstairs, pull out a hard drive from '94, play you exactly what it is that you're asking for. Oh, I got that. So it was easy. It was a layup for real. It wasn't a hard situation at all. And yeah, it kind of wrote itself. It wrote itself. Man, I don't write no more. I don't type nothing. I just kind of just let it flow as it comes and punch in. So I was just telling the story, just detailing as best I could. But yeah, the song is about anticipation. It's just like just waiting as it's building. It's one of those.
It is, and that's probably why I like it so much. Like I saw the '90s vibe of it. I saw the Love Jones vibe of it, and it's now a constant song that I play over and over. And we're gonna play it on the air because I'm obsessed with the song. And like I said, I'm telling on myself, but I don't care. It's a wonderful song, and you really do tell a story with it. And even your song, Casamigos, you know, that even tells a story with it too. So I think you're a storyteller. You're not only a songwriter, not just writing songs, but when it flows out, it flows a narrative. And that's what a lot of people don't do when it comes to their music. They're just kind of putting spaghetti on the wall and hoping something sticks. But for you, you're narrating, you're putting an effort, and you're making sure that it's not just an experience, but it's a takeaway. And yes. I appreciate that as a fan.
Thank you. I appreciate your appreciation, for real.
Now, tell me, after we have So Curious and Don't Get Too Cozy, what's next? What can we look forward to for your next project?
You know, I'm all about what my supporters want and what they need and whatnot. So I got some feelers in motion. I'm definitely been working on something. I'm definitely about to test the water soon just to see where everybody at. If you want that real R&B, like that real R&B, as they say, I'm coming with that heavy hitting, super emotion provoking, tears, you crying, like it's to that. That's what.
Wait, what I gotta cry. I gotta cry next.
You don't have to, but you might want to.
Oh no, I was just getting ready for anticipation. Now he gonna make me cry.
It's real.
Well, I'm excited. No matter what, I'm excited. Can you tell me where people can find out more about you, follow your music, all of that? Let us know everything.
Yeah, so it's Who Is Fabo across all platforms. That's Twitter, that's Instagram, Project Fabo 777 on TikTok, even though we only got 9 more months of that. And you could find me on PHABO Fabo on all streaming platforms. Website coming soon. It was down for a little bit, but we about to have that back up and running, so you can see about all my dates and shows and everything that's coming.
Okay, and then when are you coming to Nashville? When is that happening?
Oh man! Shout out Don from Soho, because y'all got one of the best Soho houses.
Yes.
Out of the Soho, the bed with the bath next to the bed is crazy. The sinking tub next to crazy work. So I would love to come back. I love Nashville, and whenever y'all have me, I'm out there. As a matter of fact.
Well, you can come tomorrow. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna talk to management, but we're gonna figure something out.
Please do. I would love to have you in the studio and to talk to you more about your story and what you got coming up next. Because like I said, I had a ball learning more about you and talking to you today. And I just hope you can come back to Nashville, come sing for us, come talk to me. I care more about you talking to me, though. I'm just gonna be honest. And I'm so excited to bring your music to our airwaves. Thank you so much for you.
Yo, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I appreciate this opportunity. So thank you for talking to me.